We're at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Cranbourne. We're going in to do a bit of exploring, see what's in flower at this time of year. I've got my mate Simon Gillilam with me, and we've got Clancy the bee man. We're going to be meeting up with him as well a little bit later on. So let's go and check it out. Yep. Hello, Casuarina littoralis. Nice stand of them.
Yeah, I love how they're good as a fire retardant as well.
Yeah. And they create their own natural mulch underneath too, don't they?
There's no volatile oils in the leaves either, which makes it handy for...
Oh, you got, what's he got? Bandicoot or a wallaby? Wallaby. Oh, wallaby. Oh, cool. Where's the cafe in here, is it?
Oh, yeah.
So what we have here is the red earth arid garden, and like it's a replica of the outback of Australia, I guess, isn't it? And the red toppings that they've got in the garden here, they initially put a sandy red earth down, and that faded out too quickly, so then they had to crush tons of roof terracotta tiles to make the desired effect with that red earth colour. It's pretty cool, and these look like a silver form of Westringia that are in those rings there, don't they, Simon?
Yeah, they'd chosen arid land plants originally, and they didn't last, so they had to pick something that'd be good in a landscape setting. Yeah, so more hardy.
Well, they had Rhagodia in there or something at first, didn't they? Yeah. It just didn't last. It's almost like we've got a yellow brick road through the middle and then some huge stepping stones.
From the sky, mate. Look at the sky.
It's to remind you of the life-giving quality of water. So I guess it's like water holes. Yeah.
You check out these Macrozamia communis. These are from up along the New South Wales bushland. Geez, they've grown.
Yeah, they're incredible.
These are your WA Diplolenianas.
Usually graft them onto Coria glabra to grow them more successfully over in Victoria, but they look like they're on their own roots. It's one of my favourite plants under here, Homoranthus fulgens. It's not in flower at the moment, but when they are, you can smell them from about 20 metres away.
Little microclimates. Fellas. This is a good little pollinator, this one. Look at all the little insects. Streptomine beckiaceae. Another little, what was it from? WA, little WA beauty. And it's good to remember all these that are flowering, the plants that are flowering at this time of year, so I can get some for my own garden.
Sweet.
The beauty. Which one is it? Crowea saligna, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. This is my good mate Clancy. Bees and blossoms, isn't it? So you're the native bee expert, aren't you?
Yep, we're coming to check out the Cranbourne Botanic Gardens today.
Yep.
Looks absolutely spectacular already. I'm excited to check it all out.
Bloody oath. We'll try and discuss about some of the plants that attract these native bees.
Yeah, find some grevilleas.
Yeah,
we your specialty?
Well, we found a couple, but there's got to be more up the back that way, I think.
And we've got a nice sunny day as well, so there might be some native bees hanging around as well, hopefully.
Yeah, that'll be even more of a bonus, won't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, mate. You won't be walking too fast.
No, I'm all fine. Walk as much as I would be without it. So
what was the prognosis?
I was playing footy and had tried to take a mark, and when my feet hit the ground, someone took my legs out, but they got caught under. So
yeah, right.
Yeah. But it's not broken, so I'm happy.
Yeah, that's it, eh? So what would be the attraction for the native bees to a plant species like this?
Because you get sort of some species of plants and genera and families which sort of have these relationships with native bees. So you have some of the really interesting ones are like the pea flowers and how they have the keel and the megachilid bees, which are adapted to pollinate them because they have the scopa where they carry the pollen on the underside of the abdomen.
Oh,
so
right.
they land on the pea flowers and then it's just easier to just scoop it straight up onto their underbelly.
So the flowers and the bees have adapted in nature to each other.
Yeah, and that's like same goes with, there's lots of specialist species that love eucalypts, and we obviously have such a great diversity of eucalyptus and crimbia in Australia that coincides with a really good diversity of native bees from a particular family of calidids, which that's, you see the Hyalinae, like the masked bees and things.
Yep.
They love eucalypt species or Myrtaceae family. So you do see those interactions between native bee species and sort of plants that they might favour them or they might even be specialists, rather than the European honeybee, which you'll see pollinate just about anything. Absolutely super
You could
generalist.
talk all day about this, couldn't you?
Absolutely could.
Paper daisies, how do they go with the...
Yeah, these are a good one. They provide the flowering resources for quite a long time throughout the season. They sort of stick around for a while.
You don't need to be putting in exotic plants these days, mate. You know, you can. There's so many good native Australian plants. I was talking to a friend of mine about how the grevilleas seem to attract more the birds rather than the small insects. They attract lots of honey bees, but not sort of the blue-banded bees and that sort of thing. I wonder why I thought because the grevillea flowers attract so many birds that might be a deterrent for the small insects because they might think they're going to get eaten or something. What do you think about that?
Yeah, there's potentially definitely part of it. Then there's just also like the how the flower shape and structure, and how the pollinators' own morphology or their behaviours and things have evolved to not selecting grevilleas.
Yeah.
There'd be a range of different factors that play into that.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that gets floated by as well. You see that, does red, would you agree red seems to be a colour that pops up in a lot of grevillea species?
Yeah, well, the brighter colours, the more the birds go for the bright colours, and the white, they don't go near the white, but the more the insects go near to the white flowers.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
And the white flowers have got a certain odour that attract the insects. So there's the scarab beetle. There's another beetle with like fluorescent green lines on it. And do you know what that one's called?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
And I have seen that on Grevillea albiflora, on the beautiful white flowers on that. But it's interesting, that I usually generally only see the hoverflies and the New Holland and the European honeybees on a lot of the Grevillea flowers. Yeah. So.
And that'd be something as well when I talked about these interactions and adaptations that have formed between particular pollinators and native plants that have formed over millions of years. Maybe there's species of Grevillea that they haven't really had in their diet for that long times.
That makes sense.
So that'd be not much different from, say, exotic species that they don't, they would have other ones that they prefer. There's been hypothesis, and somewhat have been proven, somewhat have been, there's a bit of up and down in who agrees with it and stuff in the scientific community around bees and things, because bees have a different spectrum of vision to humans and other animals. So bees' spectrum of vision goes from, the colours of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, through to purple and violet.
Yeah.
And then past violet is ultraviolet, and humans can't see that light, whereas bees are actually capable of seeing ultraviolet light. This is one of the nesting habitats in the natural environment. You'll see species of native bees like the xylocopas or carpenter bees, and they'll actually nest inside the flower spikes because it's like a soft woody sort of material, and they're called carpenter bees because they'll chew into the flower spike and literally create their own nest inside the flower spikes. And what's interesting about in Victoria, we actually used to have a species of carpenter bee, a green metallic species of carpenter bee. It's actually extinct now, partly because when European settlers came here and altered the fire regimes, and these are fire, and the smoke from fire is really important in the producing the flower spikes and reproducing in this species. So we altered a lot of the sort of the habitat for those carpenter bees that rely on these for their nests.
So we've messed with the system, and it's
And also as well, the resin and the fire properties of these species is something that the Indigenous people told the settlers about, how they would use the flower spikes as the base for their drill fires when they would start fires. And the resin as well is really important in tools and things. So the settlers said, "Oh, beautiful, thanks," and just harvested a lot of them, and wiped out a lot of the xanthorrhoeas across our Victorian landscapes for fire starting and explosives in World War I, and for the resins as well for different things.
Yep.
So yeah, the carpenter bee in Victoria went extinct, and it's limited now to Kangaroo Island in South Australia and more further up the coast. But they're
so any other bees live in the trunk down here, underneath here? Do you know?
I think there's other species that do nest in similar things, like inside fern fronds, and that create their own nests.
Probably little borers and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if you've ever seen one of these in flower, you won't ever see more insects on one.
Yeah, they're just dripping of nectar.
Yeah,
and there's
just
some
from head
nice
to
butterflies
toe.
I've seen on them too, real colourful butterflies.
Yeah, butterflies, bees, flies, beetles, and everything in between. They go absolutely ballistic.
Have a look at this Queensland bottle tree.
Oh, isn't that a beauty?
Hey?
Isn't that a beauty?
It's a nugget, isn't it?
Yeah, like it must be a storage one, like a camel. Yeah.
I was saying to a mate the other day, if you took, a few different species of acacia, and you could do the same with Grevillea, and send it to a random person and said these are related, like these are from the same genus, they'd think you're crazy.
Yeah.
The diversity you see in acacias and Grevilleas of
and hakeas.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, another one. They're just
closely related. Yeah. Grevillea Dilsiana. Dilsiana orange. Look. Sorry, Simon, what was that?
The pea flowers, do they attract certain types in particular?
Yeah, the megachilid bees.
Yep.
Because they have, they carry their scopa, or the hair that they carry the pollen with, on the underside of their abdomen. And the shape of the pea flowers, like, it's perfectly sort of adapted for that reason.
Listen to all the birds. I think we've got more to go that way somewhere, don't we?
So you can go all the way around that way and then back up through here, or around that way and across the bridge over.
Because I want to go where there's sort of more little flowery things.
Well, there's lots of there's Grevilleas and that up on that hill there. That's like an arid sort of hill.
All right. So I'd like to think I'll hopefully never get Alzheimer's, because I've got to remember all these plant names and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You wonder how some people can do it. It's crazy.
Yeah. So you've been enjoying doing all your stuff at the zoo and all this and that.
Yeah, no, I've been loving it. It's because one of my big things I'm on about is trying to inspire that next generation of nature lovers. Because
good on you.
Especially when you hang around the city and see the city kids and just the divide between human and nature.
They got all buildings around them, haven't they?
So just trying to get kids to be aware of the native bees in the area, a bit of biodiversity.
Get them off the gadgets.
Plants, yeah, exactly right. And then kids they love getting the chance to plant native plants or build bee hotels and that sort of thing. So it's been great, and the kids at the zoo have been loving it. It's
awesome, mate. Look at this Magnifica. It's got a few flowers on it. Grevillea Magnifica.
Yeah, I'm concentrating on identifying all the marine plants on the Bunurong coast.
Oh yeah, nice.
Like these and that's not the obvious.
See that one right there?
They're smaller, aren't they?
Or that one right there? That's a red bum. That's an Exonura.
Oh yeah, I see it, man. Oh wow.
So what does it use that red bum for?
I'm not really sure if it has any sort of use.
All right.
But
it's just,
those
that's the way you
exoneurals
identify it.
have the social bees like European honeybees, and you have solitary bees like a lot of Australia's native species.
Yep.
And there's a middle ground of like sort of semi-social, which the reed bee, which instead of like building a nest by itself and laying the egg all by itself, all solitary, it will actually, there will be like a team of mums, like a mother's club, to go and collect pollen and they feed the live young. So this is something that Exonera and bronze apis do. And so yeah, they don't just like make a big stash of pollen and then seal it off and forget about it. They come and go, and they have like a mum's club, or like older sisters will help out collect the pollen. So they're like a bit of a grey area.
So
with
mums clubs are useful.
Yeah, absolutely. In the bee world, absolutely. They're bird
The little
pollen.
spinebills and the New Holland
Yeah.
honey. The spinebills get their little beaks,
Yeah.
and the spinebills' beaks are curved like this, so they can get in that curve right down and get the nectar.
But even though they don't provide resources for bees, you can still use the stems in your bee hotels, because these will have like a hollow stem. There's a species of Grevillea on where there was just bushfires, not Grampians, but like is it Mount Sturt, or there's like another Mount something,
Yeah.
where there's some rare Grevilleas. What's that one?
Skull.
Yeah, Mount Cole.
Oh yeah, Mount Cole.
Yeah.
I got that.
And yeah. So they're doing some plan burns, and there's people kicking up a stink about how the plan burns might kill some of the last
Well,
remaining
they've already
trees.
just burnt the hell out of the place has just been burnt down to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're talking about the same one. Because they're worried if it burns again,
I've got it.
because it's like a 5-year period that it needs to mature. So every single seedling is the whole like seed bank for that species. So if we lose them, they're done.
Yep. So they need the mature ones to set the seed, don't they? So Clancy's going to show us how to knock up one of these famous bee hotels, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, sure will. I'll get us
Pulling out a few supplies.
I'll get us a good log, maybe some with a bit of hole, so we get a bit of a mix of bamboo and...
No termites in there, mate?
Oh, maybe.
Smell it.
Or what have we got on this side? Here we go. This might be a winner, one of these ones. How's that one looking? That'll look bloody beautiful in your garden.
That's a nice one, mate.
Yeah, I reckon that's a winner there.
Lovely.
I think some of these skinnier ones are like 3 millimeters, and then we've got 4, 5. Oh, there's 5 there.
You get high off this smoke here, mate. Is that far enough?
Yeah, because the idea behind it is, so say these are similar fashion with these. If you're getting deeper in there, because each one of these, what the female bee will go in and she'll lay an egg, and then she'll like go and collect pollen from the flowers and pollinate and do all that and make a big stash of pollen and nectar in with the egg, and then she'll seal that off at like a bedroom in the house.
Oh, cool.
And then she'll go along and go bedroom to the end. And so if you have deeper holes and longer bamboo, then she can fit in more bedrooms and more baby bees. So that's the idea. Yeah.
So more bedrooms at my home.
Yeah. It's like a hotel. Bee hotel, mate.
Yeah.
That's 3 holes.
You're bundling it up.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, got some bits of bamboo we'll put in the middle of it.
Beautiful. Look, I've got my brother doing all the handiwork for me now. You're winning,
You've been
mate?
going hard, haven't you, today?
Yeah.
You're winning? How many of these have you made today, mate?
Oh, with the kids, over 200 each day.
Wow.
With,
That's what batteries are going flat.
it's a bit. We make them a bit
How the
more,
muscles
bit more
in
simple.
Do you have to swap arms with
Yeah.
the drilling?
Yeah. Oh yeah, get the forearms copper beating.
Yeah, they would,
Yeah.
It's all about the kids, bud, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about us oldies.
You'll
It's
have
all about the
heaps.
kids.
You'll have kids, mate. If you like working with them and stuff.
Yeah, I sort of wouldn't mind just adopting one that's like 4 years old already. Just getting it to that age.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with the baby stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I said the same, but you actually don't mind it. It's not that bad.
Make them their bee houses and they'll be happy, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Because we actually have a lot of species that will nest in the ground.
All
And
right.
so these are more so made for the species that will nest in the cavities so like the drills holes that we're doing replicating or like trying to copy the holes from wood boring grubs and beetles that will go into
Yep.
dead wood and different things.
Yep.
Because native bees will nest in those little tunnels. And then the bamboo that we're putting in the middle is to mimic like the flower stems and fern fronds and reeds
all right.
and
Yep.
other different things where native bees will nest
get
inside
you.
those as well.
Your termite city, eh?
That'll be prime for a spot under one of your grevilleas, I would say, mate.
Like,
Thank you.
That's Clancy and Binchy signing out from our little adventure at the Royal Cranbourne Botanic Gardens today. It's been really informal and interesting and great to talk to you, mate.
Yep, or part one at least.
Part one. We'll be back again for another one.
We're gonna have to because it's
Yeah, it was a bit quick.
hard to take in one go as well. Just heaps of going on here. It's unreal.
Yeah, and now they're setting up for the to open up for the night show tonight. We can hear the music going behind us. But yeah, thanks a lot, mate.
No worries. Cheers,
Yeah,
Binchy.
it'd be hard to shake your hand.
Yep, we'll get it on, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers.